Hello everyone, my name is Casey and this is 100 Platinums in a year done by me, the guy who procrastinates all the time, like literally all the time, and that's why this is very special to me, doing this. I know for a lot of other trophy hunters this is something that probably just comes naturally and they don't really care about, it's just, it's them, but for me, I procrastinate all the time. I put games off a lot as I go through this list of mine, which I'm not going to go over every game because some games are really easy, and if I like them enough to recommend them to you, I will. But other than that, that's just how it is. I think last year I got 70 platinum, 74, 75, somewhere in the 70s somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where in the 70s, but somewhere in the 70, 80 range. 80 being the limit, obviously. Anyway, but at the beginning of the year, I didn't get a platinum until I believe Hymno on the Vita was my first platinum. I got it on January 16th, just to double check. Yeah, I did. Okay, January 16th is when I got it. Um, and yeah, I own a Vita. I could have got an Xbox or a Switch or really anything else, but I got a Vita, so you can see my life choices were terrible. Uh, but I guess without the Vita, I wouldn't have gotten a lot of platinums because the crossbuy. That's kind of the reason why I opted to get some easy platinums because I was able to get 2 for 1. So it just made sense in my head. As the year went on, like the last half of this year, I kind of just stopped getting easy platinums. I still got them occasionally, but just not as frequently as I would in the first half. But anyway, just dive in. So yeah, easy platinums. Outer Worlds. I should have got this in November when it came out, but I didn't because I suck. Because I just didn't play. I literally could have got it within the first 2 weeks of it coming out, but then I didn't. I procrastinated, and then I finally went out and did it, and I really, really love this game. I'm upset with myself that I put it off for so long. Uh, Castle Crashers. This platinum go fuck itself in the ass, like so hard that it literally its ass goes into its mouth from the inside, like it just prolapsed all the way outside, like it wraps around its own ass and then its ass sinks back in. That didn't make any sense, but in my head it did. I'm sorry. Now this remaster wasn't good at all. It was not done well. The online was terrible. The game would crash a lot, and they added some multiplayer trophies that were garbage. Mainly, there was this one that was like a survival, and progressively got harder, and you survived 2.5 minutes, and it was just a nightmare to do. Thank God there was someone trying to exploit for it, or else I don't know I still would have got it, but I would have hated myself way more. Foxyland, this is an easy platinum game. There's Foxyland 1 as well. These are the games I would recommend. Fallen Order is another game I put off a lot. Finally did. I have a problem, and I'll be able to mention some of the games further up my list that I didn't actually platinum, or some of the ones I did that I just put off a lot because I'm garbage. I'm just trash. Fuck, I suck. Just the Pacific Ocean. I'm just a sea of faded memories, and I don't know where I was going with that. Uh, Fallen Order was really good though. I still prefer the Force Unleashed games, but this one was really good. It was a solid story. I know the Soulsborne combat's not for everybody, but it was still a very enjoyable game. Uh, these two, Vambrace Cold Soul and Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, both of them have some really, really good art styles, some good OSTs. I just kind of put off both of them. This is similar to Darkest Dungeon, just a different aesthetic, different story, obviously. But if you like Darkest Dungeon, then I recommend Vambrace. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, if you like the Castlevania games, this is Castlevania but an RPG. So, amazing soundtrack, has a really good story, is just really insane artwork. It's awesome. I love it. Probably one of my favorite games of all time. I skipped over Alienation. I was gonna do this one and I didn't. It's simple as that. There's just some games on here that I started and then just didn't do. You'll see. Infinite Warfare is probably my second hardest platinum, and you're probably thinking second hardest. That platinum's fucking terrible. That is already hard enough as it is. You'd be correct. It probably has one of the worst glitch trophies of all time, which was winning 5 multiplayer matches. I think was what the requirement was. Some people didn't get the trophy after winning 100 matches. So you already can see how that trophy was. The zombies wasn't great, and the campaign was okay. There was a very glitch trophy in there for scanning all the weapons, just picking up a weapon and just using it like a little bit. it was the Banshee. It was one of the shotguns in the game. It wouldn't spawn in for me for the longest time. It finally did, and then the trophy didn't pop after I scanned it. Uh, and then it like the next day it popped after finding it again, which I hate. Um, I just I don't typically get 100% like DLC wise. I typically like I got my platinum. I'm fucking done. I don't care. But if I like the game well enough, or I just have nothing better to do, I'll go through the DLCs. In Borderlands 1, I did that. I really loved Borderlands 1. Devious Dungeon 2. I want to go over this easy plan real quick. The first game is a lot better. To do the first game, the second game isn't great. Is a lot harder, and unnecessary is the word I would use for some of the game mechanics in it, and just some of the design for the levels and shit. Just was way harder than it needed to be. I know it's an issue problem, yeah, but the game doesn't need to like kick me when I'm down. You know what I mean? Like, it's just come on. Um, yeah, these were easy. They're Pouchy games. You're gonna see some Pouchy games on here, and a lot of like PS4 Vita ones, obviously, because take advantage of the cross buy when you can. Uh, but if you want to up your silver trophy count, Pouchy games are easily like the best games to do. Because as you see, this one's 22. There's a lot of them that you get 31. I recommend. Pix Color Vita. Someone had to help me with the first one, mainly because I'm colorblind. And I did this one by myself, and it took me a long fucking time to do. So there's that. I could honestly, I could have just left. I'm colorblind, and I did this still. Go me, you know what I mean? Like, Subnautica, is just it has the I'm terrible aspect to it. It's a really good port and a solid game. Its platinum's very easy to do. I just I'm garbage. Wolf Among Us. So I already have most of the Telltale games platinumed, but I didn't get the Wolf Among Us on Vita done. It doesn't handle the best on the Vita, but it was still very enjoyable. I love the Wolf Among Us, so it wasn't like this is such a hardship doing it again for the third time. Yeah, I platinumed it 3 times, get on my level. There's probably some of you who did it 6 times. For all who fucking knows. I guess you probably should. If you don't, that's kind of weird. You just go on your trophy, it's just like, oh my god, what are these games? Yeah. No, I finally did it. I sat down and did it finally, and it was fun. I love the Among Us. The Telltale games. I only did one other Telltale game, as you'll see in the future. But I do want to do the Walking Dead the complete series at some point because just play through each of the games. And I think the Michonne DLC is put in there too. I'm not sure. I forget at the top of my head. I don't know. But yeah. Far Cry 3 Classic. This is Far Cry 3 Remastered. Just throw out the remastered because it's really just Far Cry 3 ported to the PS4 because it does not look any like not even remotely better than the PS3 version. Which I was gonna call it the last gen version of Far Cry 3. Then I realized, oh wait, the PS5's out. Right. That's 2 generations ago, and I feel really old. It's terrible. Coffee Talk. One of my favorite platinums I've gotten. I know it's a visual novel, so why would it be one of my favorite platinums? I just really liked the game. I just really enjoyed it. I don't know why. I can't explain why I enjoyed it as much as I did. I probably shouldn't have enjoyed it as much as I did, but you know what? Who cares? Enjoy the games that you play, right? And who cares what other people think? If you enjoy a game, you enjoy a game. That's all that matters at the end of the day. You bought it with your money, or a friend introduced it to you, and you're just game sharing with them or whatever. You enjoy a game though. That's cool. I know visual novels are for everyone. This one, you're a barista in a near future fantasy Seattle. So obviously, fucking hipster central, but it's totally worth it. I actually read it. The reason why I don't typically like visual novels because I can just read a fucking book. But sometimes I'll pick them up and I'll platinum them or just play through them because they're enjoyable. And Coffee Talk was one of those games where I'm really happy I played. Like it just was a good experience. The music was very good in the game, and I love the art style of it. So I recommend Coffee Talk. Moving up, Modern Warfare 2. The story behind this is now I have every Modern Warfare game platinumed. And the funny story about this came out around the time of my birthday, which is in April, and I'm like, oh, my buddy Micah got this for me for my birthday. I'm like, this is awesome. Then a few months later, it went free for PlayStation Plus because that's my luck. I mean, I still don't regret it because I enjoyed the game, But at the same time, like I could have got a different game if only I would have been able to predict the future. Fucking idiot. This is made by the same people who made Divas Dungeon. This is an easy game to do. Recommend it. It's actually fun. Uh, Getting 100 platinums is a milestone. Mark of the Ninja was actually my 200th platinum, so I got a milestone within a milestone. It's like milestone inception. It's I don't know what I'm trying to say. Its soundtrack's also pretty good, and just the overall game is enjoyable. I do recommend it. It goes on sale quite enough, so if you don't want to spend full price, I don't even remember how much it is full price. I got it on sale for like $5. Um, Alien Isolation, I was gonna do. I was playing with a friend, and then we just stopped playing it. For whatever reason, I'm doing the hard playthrough and the no dying playthrough, so I'll see you in 20 years. Maybe I will still have some form of sanity. This pisses me off because there's supposed to be a Vita version and never came out. That makes me angry, but I got it for like $3, so it's fine. Life is Strange 2, not as good as the other two games. I'll rephrase that. Before the Storm's the best, and then it's the first game, the original game. Obviously, the first 3 episodes of the original were really good, and then the last 2 were kind of like, you know what I mean? They're fine. But with the second game, I just not enjoy it. It felt like a chore having to play it, and I don't like that when I'm playing a game. I don't like it feeling like a chore. You know what I mean? So, if you still want to play through the series, it's still, not. It's an easy platinum, and it continues with the series somewhat. Not really. I don't want to spoil it, but I feel like I just spoil. Oh, who fucking cares? Uh, it's not that important. Rose City Girls. This was a fun experience. I will have to say though, sometimes playing it by yourself was not fun. There were some moments where it was pretty, I got pretty tilted, but it was still a fun game. Had no one to play it with, so that's why I didn't get done. Astroneer, if the servers were a little bit better, this is definitely more of a co-op game than a single-player game. It's similar to No Man's Sky, but and it's also a port. It's a pretty good port, but like I said, the servers a little bit better, a little bit more consistent. Actually, is what it was what I would want for it to be upgraded. Because overall they're pretty good, but just sometimes the consistency can be questionable. Division 2, I gave up. Saints Row the Third Remastered. I didn't even do the one on PS3. That's one I kept putting off. I'm gonna end up doing that at some point soon. Hopefully soon. I really hope soon. Saints Row. It was fun to platinum. Yeah. Control. I would not platinum this game again. The game itself took some time to get into. Like it was definitely like picking it up. I'm playing it. Putting it down, come back in, and then start playing it again. Its trophy list was not enjoyable in any way, really. At least in my opinion, it just wasn't a great time for trophy hunting anyway. As I also had the base PS4, so it didn't run great even after all the updates. I'm really happy I didn't pay full price for this game. I feel bad for those of you who did, and especially at launch when it was unplayable on the base PS4 and Xbox One. But yeah, that's Control. I wouldn't platinum again, but it was still. I'm happy I did it, so to speak. Like I'm happy I at least platinumed it and got to experience the game because it is good. It has potential for a continuation and stuff. It was that good. I'd play it again for the story. I wouldn't get the platinum again, but I definitely play it again for the story. I just procrastinated doing my friend Pedro. It's a stupid fun game. Persona 3, my brain is dumb, and I'm challenged, if you couldn't tell. And when it comes to rhythm games, trying to get my fat fingers to work with my dumb, smooth brain, burnt toast, isn't gonna exactly function great with a rhythm game, but it's still pretty easy platinum to do. I just haven't done it. I want to do all the Ratchet and Clank games, and I just haven't. That's something I procrastinate a lot doing. I feel like that word's going to lose its meaning by the end of the video if I keep saying it, so I'm just going to not say it until the end of the video. But I've played it off quite a bit. I did the multiplayer trophies, though. If you have a PlayStation Vita, you actually can boost the multiplayer with yourself on your main account, be on the Vita, and then if someone on your friend's account who doesn't use their PS3 anymore, use their account or one of your other accounts, I assume that you could use to boost with, and you can boost the multiplayer via that. It's pretty pro tip because the servers are dead. Like you are not bringing them back by any means necessary. SpongeBob was fun. That was a fun platinum. The parts that were in the original are frustrating are still frustrating as hell in the rehydrated version. So you get what you pay for. It's a fun game. It's fucking SpongeBob. Like come on. Ghost of Tsushima. This is actually a game I did play. I do have, like I said, I have the habit of pre-ordering a game and then not playing it for months after after it comes out, not playing it for months. This game I actually played within it releasing. I actually played it when it's released, and I'm really glad I did. I love Sucker Punch a lot. I love the Infamous games, and this was a welcome change, and I really love this game. I can't wait for them to potentially go through with more in the future of this game and with the ghost. I really like this game a lot. Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is one of those. I pre-ordered it and then didn't play it. And I played it a little bit, and then I stopped playing it, so to speak. And I hate that I did that, but I'm gonna get to this eventually and platinum eventually. Hopefully within this month I'll start playing it again and pick it up and start playing it, and then work on it next year. Actually, platinum next year. Word search. I've never been more bored. I want to just note the word search by Palgi is so incredibly boring. Tannenberg. No, this game's just boring. Tannenberg, if you played Verdun, it's similar to Verdun, but Tannenberg actually functions properly. I haven't touched Verdun in like 4 years, so I don't know if they update it so it actually works. But Tannenberg's trophy list is way better. It's so much better. It's incomparable to Verdun's trophy list because you actually do this game majority of the trophies in a private match against bots. So that's pretty sick. I definitely recommend doing Tannenberg if you just want an easy platinum that doesn't take you. I did it in less than a week of playing it on and off. You can probably get it done. Honestly, within a day. You could probably get it done within a day. I'm not going to lie. It's that easy. Escapist. This is the game I literally procrastinated the most. The first trophy I earned was in 2016. As you can see. December 26th. Almost 2017. Wow. And I didn't get the platinum until August 25th. Almost 4 years later. That is sad. That is over 1,000 days after I initially getting trophies for it. I feel terrible. The Escapist definitely isn't for everyone. There's definitely a learning curve to the game, but once you get past the learning curve, it's very enjoyable and a very moderate platinum. I wouldn't call it super easy, but it's definitely a moderate platinum to get that is very enjoyable. I did it in a week. So, and that's again playing on and off. Some of Tannenberg playing on and off. You can probably get done with this one's more of a few days for sure. Just for some of the presents, some of the setups you have to do to escape, but I think that's pretty good. During the Savage Plant, I was playing with a friend, that's why I didn't platinum it. But this is a really fun game. It's stupid fun. The trophy list probably has some of the most clever trophy lists ever. For actual names of the trophies and the descriptions, probably the funniest trophy descriptions I've seen. It's fucking amazing. Kudos to the developers who made this game. Sorry I forget your name. I suck. I know. Gris, I was gonna do today and then I didn't. That's the story behind that. I will get it done this year. The OST is really good and the art style is beautiful. It's a very beautiful game. I do actually recommend playing. And this is a game I did pay full price for because it's worth it. It is a solid game. I only have a trophy in this game because I was playing the base game and I got a trophy. That's why that's there. And this is another series I've put off a lot. This game doesn't have a platinum, but Towerfall Ascension is a lot of fun if you're able to have some buddies over. Play. This is a good game to play. I think it's on every platform now. I think it is. It should be. Anyway, moving on. Mech of Dungeons. This was a very fun game. If you like Diablo-esque games in the dungeon crawling RPG. Not really. This is really Dungeons is not an RPG at all, really. But it's still enjoyable. It's fun to play. It doesn't take too long to platinum. I don't know if the one trophy for eating, I think it's 200 food items. I don't know how glitched that is still, because it was very glitched in the beginning. I don't know if they ever patched it, but this is still a pretty doable platinum that you can get done. Within a week. Borderlands 3, didn't do the DLC for yet. I plan on doing the DLC. I started and I stopped. I know. It has some really good DLC. I've heard from my friends who've played it. This was a really fun platinum get. I have every Borderlands game platinum now, except the different versions of 2, which was a Vita version, and then obviously like the PS3 versions. I haven't done those. I don't think I will. Um, I don't think you can do Borderlands 1's platinum anymore because of the 1 trophy. This is the same game. World of Number. This is the same. I thought this was going to be the sequel. It's the same fucking game. It's whack. You want some easy platinums though? Don't pay full price for these. They're not worth full price, I don't think. But they're still easy platinums you can get done in a few hours. So there's that. Yeah, I did Word Search Choice on the Vita. Okay, here's the pro tip with the PS4 version. You can actually share play with friends and do the co-op. The PS4 version has offline co-op that you can use to your advantage. And you can share play with your friends or I don't fucking know whoever people you associate with when you're not being lonesome in your room like I am with the lights turned off and you're trying not to cry but you cry anyway because it's okay to cry, and then you go in the shower and you forget to turn it on but you're crying so much it's like you're showering to begin with. You're just going in the tub, that way you can absorb the tears. Hi. No, with the Vita version you have to do by yourself, but I mean you don't have to because that's the touch screen so you can play it with people. I fucking know. If you choose to, or you can do it solo. I definitely recommend having Spotify or YouTube on the background for that game. I talked about it twice. That's how much it affected my brain because of how boring it was. On the other one, do at some point, but I'm in no rush. It's just some games. I mean, like GTA 5. I don't think I'll ever do. I mean, I could potentially do it in the future, but it's more so because I'm someone who has another account to. If I'm not gonna platinum a game, I'll put it on that account. If I know for a fact I won't get the platinum, if there's a chance I'll get the platinum, then I'll keep it on my main account. Or depending on the game, I really won't care, and I just want to play on my main account to simplify things. Because I'm lazy, I don't feel like switching accounts sometimes. Party Pack's like another example. It's a very stupid Mario Party-esque game that it is fun for the most part. It's pretty fun. Sound shapes I'm waiting until I get the DLC to do. If you know the thing about sound shapes is you can get the platinum 3 times for sure, like guaranteed if you have the Vita, the PS3, and PS4. But for different regions, you get this platinum I think 6 to 9 times, technically, with the different regions. It was definitely one to up your Silver Trophy count with. I recommend doing. It's pretty easy to do. This is a visual novel. I did it in under 5 minutes. That's all I need to say. If you want an easy platinum, there you go. Rogue Company is free to play. It's fun to play with friends. It is Gears of War mixed with Valorant. That's probably the best way I could describe it. It's a pretty easy platinum for the most part. It does take a guaranteed 25 hours to platinum. Like that's guaranteed because there's a trophy for playing in a party for 25 hours. And before, if you remember when I said, what's the hardest platinum I got this year? Avengers. There is a why it's the hardest. When I consider hard platinums, I know like time consuming and like grindy and stuff like that shouldn't necessarily be the reason why the platinum's hard. The Avengers was so bland. It was not fun in any way after you go through the main campaign, the main story. All the multiplayer stuff that comes after is boring as hell and is super repetitive and just not enjoyable in literally any way. And the thing that makes me the most upset about this game is how much potential it has. Obviously, it's a games as a service. It will get better in the future. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So if you're watching this 6 months from now, maybe it's better. But as of this recording date, it is just not enjoyable at all. I would not recommend even full. Like, don't get this full price if you want to get it on. If you like, because okay, I have to get my thoughts in order. I'm just all over the place right now. I'm just literally everywhere. I'm a sucker for superheroes and all that, and superhero games and stuff, comic book games. So So I was going to get this game regardless of how bad it was because I wanted to play it really badly. And the story is fun. It is enjoyable. I wish it could have been co-op. It easily could have been a cooperative story experience instead of a single player. And don't give me there's co-op missions. It's the shitty ones from the multiplayer that have no they're not relevant to anything. Like it's just they're just not fun and boring. And this trophy list, having to do 50 hives is the most defeating thing ever. The most disheartening thing ever. I think the most defeated I've ever sounded in my life for getting a trophy. Thankfully, it's a silver trophy. Should have been a gold because it does not make up for the amount of pain it costs. There's another trophy for getting 5 of the 6 heroes at the time. It's pretty much get 5 heroes to level 50. Mine popped early. That was pretty nice. So I won't get your hopes up for it popping early for you, but it popped early for me. Same with getting the faction at level 25. That popped early. But I would not recommend playing this game. I would recommend avoiding it and not wasting your time or money because it's not worth it in its current state, and it's just boring, and I hate it. Well, no, I hate it. I've some games that I've platinumed in the past, I've deleted pretty quickly, and Bloons Star Defense 5 is the game I deleted insanely quickly after platinuming it. And I thought to myself, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna delete a game faster than that. I don't think that's possible. I was proved wrong. I was so wrong. It's a real shame because I was really hoping for when it was first announced. I was very pumped, and then when I saw the E3 footage, I was like, it's kind of sus. And then it came out, and I said, it's just. I wish it was better than it was. Go with your friends. Follow guides for the par trophies. This is a fun game. Mini golf games are fun. I really like mini golf games. Occasionally, some of them are really good. Some of them are pretty. But this was definitely a better one. It's a console port. It handles just as well as you think it would, which is okay. It's pretty good. Team 17 is usually pretty good with their games. So, and the people that they publish games for, they're pretty good. So, yeah, I would recommend playing it, picking up and plowing it. Escapist 2. Speaking of Team 17, I got this game platinumed in a week. This trophy list is a bit harder than the first one just because it was multiplayer trophies. But overall, this is definitely built what was good. Like it built off of what was really good about the Escapist and really improved it a lot. This is definitely a very enjoyable game to play. Obviously, with the Escapist one, there's that learning curve. But once you get past that, it's really fun. If you play the first game, you're gonna love this game. You might hate it just to spite me, but you can admit at least they got down the controls very well. They did a really good job of making a sequel that was really fun and engaging. The multiplayer trophies in it you can boost with a friend, so it's pretty. The multiplayer trophies are just kind of time consuming, but yeah. So I mentioned on Iceborne, I actually got this game. I pre-ordered it. Funny enough, I pre-ordered this game when it came out in 2018, and I started playing it, and I really liked it. And then I had a character, and I procrastinated playing it a whole bunch, right? And I had this character that I wasn't super far. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't super far in the game, but I really liked my character and when I was doing with them. And then power outage happened, and I lost her. Finally started playing this game again more and more and getting into it, and I'm really enjoying it. So there's that. The Walking Dead season 4, like I said, the final season, whatever you want to call it. There's no manual saves in this game, so having to do the different playthroughs for each of the episodes into saving was so bad. Having to have a USB plugged in and putting a save over to that, or I think it's episode 2 where I had to use the PlayStation Cloud and my USB to get every trophy in the episode done in one go. Well, obviously not one go, but you know what I mean. But it's still enjoyable, and I really can't wait to do the complete series in the future. Valhalla, this is another visual novelist game. Instead of a barista, you're a bartender. This game, unlike Coffee Talk, which all the trophies are very manageable to do, there is actually a platinum killer in this easy platinum game. which I guess it's not really easy. It's more of a moderate platinum, I guess. 4 or 5 is what I'd rate it. Just because the one trophy in it, you're playing a game within the game, so it's pretty Inception-like stuff. But that game is very annoying, and yeah, that's probably the best way to describe it. It's just annoying. I saw some. It took some people hours to do. It took me like 40 minutes ish, so I just got lucky. But yeah, my name is Mayo too. I don't know why there's a sequel. I mean, it built off in great ways of what the first one did, what it accomplished. Like the story behind the Mayo jar is just so amazing. It's so appealing. It's so delectable. If you didn't play the first one, like you need to play the first one to really enjoy the second one and really embrace what it managed to accomplish. It's so good of a game. Like it's just the mayo jar. You never thought you would be like, you'd see a mayo jar in a bikini and think, man, that actually looks appetizing, but you do. I don't know what I'm saying. There's only so long I will go with a bit before I question my own bit. Uh, Azure Lane, I'm gonna do it pretty much is just play the game. I just to put it off. It's fun. Also, like, come on, come on. If you don't know what Azure Lane is, come on. Have you never been on Reddit before? Like, come on. Cold War. I just have Dead Ops left to do. Yeah, I'll do it eventually. I'm not really in a huge rush to do Cold War just yet, but I saw some people say like I don't want to like say that the Dead Ops isn't hard, but a big reason why I think the trophy percentage is low is because who the fuck is playing Dead Ops? Like not even the campaign trophies are that high of a percentage, and they're really easy to get. Obviously, not many people play the campaign. I mean, there's still quite a few of us who play the campaign, but in terms of trophies percentage, it's not just because it's a hard trophy. On top of that, who's playing Dead Ops? Honestly, this platinum of the year was A Plague Tale: Innocence. This was a fun game that I played in bursts. Just I couldn't get myself to play this game consistently over a set period of time. I'd play it for a couple hours and then not play it for a few hours or like wait until the next day to play it. Like as good as it was, which it was good, I still like um didn't play it consistently, but as I think some other people did or would have. It's also another one of those games that have stealth functionality in it and stuff, and some of the sections I just not enjoy. Sometimes the game mechanics really frustrated me when you threw a rock at someone and they just ate the rock in your face and then they proceeded to slash you down. That just wasn't enjoyable. Uh, but overall, the story was very cool until the end, and I was like, "What the fuck just happened? What just happened?" But yeah, that was 100 platinums. A lot of them I grazed over because there was just a lot of easy platinums I did twice. I actually got another platinum the other day. My Brother Rabbit's a point-and-click adventure game. It's pretty easy platinum to do. Serious Sam, I started. This is a hard platinum that I want to do, and I'm looking forward to doing because I really enjoyed those games long time ago. Um, and I started Gauvreau today. I picked it up for a little bit, and I was like, this is fun, and then I stopped playing it because that's who I am. But yeah, that is my 100 platinums in 1 year. My goals for next year, I'm gonna finish series next year. I want to do the Soulsborne games next year. I actually want to finally do Ratchet and Clank and finally get those games done. I really want to get the Monster Hunter World game done, which is just World and Iceborne, but you know what I mean. And that's kind of about it. Go back and like get some of the PS4 games done, and that's really about it though. So this number will change. I'm at 255. This will likely change before the end of the year. I actually got my 100th platinum on November 30th. I know. Really, really impressive that I got my 100 platinums before December. Ignore the fact that December was literally the next day. Just ignore it. And the fact that it was at 9 o'clock at night. Just ignore that. But hopefully you all enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you're into trophy hunting and stuff like that. I make videos in them occasionally. I have been Casey Gauvreau, If you all so much for watching, please have a fantastic day. Take care.